Welcome back to Say Yes to Chocolate. I'm Dr. Becky, and here with me is Sarah B.
Hey guys, and today we're going to talk about something that almost everybody thinks they understand, but almost no one has actually had to explain this way before.
Yeah, and I'm super excited about this because it has such an impact in your ability to stay independent and age strong and live the life that you love. And that is balance. Because balance is not just about your muscles. And it's not just about your legs being strong or be able to stop yourself from a fall. Balance is actually a nervous system skill. And if your body doesn't feel safe and secure in your nervous system, it will not feel steady, no matter how strong you are or no matter how much you focus on muscles.
Yeah. I think most women think that balance means hey, I don't want to fall, which
Yep.
is still is valid. And then, or that's something I need to work on someday in the future.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's an old person thing, right?
Right. I don't need to deal with that right now.
But what's actually happening underneath is this, and I think it resonates especially in today's culture and today's society, because if your nervous system feels overwhelmed, rushed, unsafe, uncertain, which,
Most of us do.
daily
Most of us
life.
feel like that. Yep.
Yeah, anymore. Your body becomes cautious. You stiffen. You start to brace yourself. You roll in on yourself. You end up using way more energy than you need to. And then we had already talked about in one of our previous episodes about your breath becomes more shallow. Everything starts to just become less and less, if you will.
That's so interesting because most of us don't even think about it. We don't even realize those things are happening.
Oh, yeah. And I think especially because the more overwhelmed you are, the busier you are, the more uncertain you are, the more habituated it becomes. And it literally just becomes
Your normal.
your normal.
Right.
Absolutely.
And we don't really think about balance as coming from our nervous system.
No.
Right? We just think about it as a physical.
As a physical thing, absolutely. But it's actually communication between your brain, your joints, your feet, the environment around you, because balance is actually monitored in the human body in 3 different systems. And there is muscular balance. I mean, it is true.
Right.
If your legs are weak, you're going to have, compromised balance. But the joints in your body actually have nerve endings called proprioceptors that give feedback to your brain where your body is at in space. And then our sensory system, our eyes, our smell, our hearing, touch, also gives feedback to the brain and nervous system about where we're at in space and what's coming at us. And of those 3 different systems, only one of them has anything to do with strength. The other 2 is 100% on nervous system and the nervous system's functioning.
Yeah. And when that communication feels off, your body goes into protection mode.
Absolutely. And that communication feels off when your nervous system gets overloaded. This is a little bit of a different take on that dreaded word we all hear, which is stress, right? Everybody kind of rolls their eyes when we talk about stress, but it's a valid thing, Sarah, because stress at its core, while yes, it's a surge in cortisol and there's biochemical processes in the body that happen in response to stress or overwhelm or uncertainty or feelings of being unsafe, at its core, it's actually our nervous system. And our nervous system is 100%, its job is to keep the body safe. And the way an overwhelmed nervous system keeps the body safe is to become cautious, go into protective mode, become guarded, and that absolutely going to lead to compromised balance. And it's also going to eat up more energy than a body that is at ease, open, fluid, and moving freely.
Yeah. And the important key too, right? We're not saying you're going to reduce all your stress.
No.
It's just really how we're going to...
It's a reframe.
It's going to be how we reframe that, right? So let's just simplify it a little bit. Your nervous system is constantly asking,
yes,
am I safe? Is it safe for me to move right now?
Yes. And move freely, right? It's constantly scanning for threats, essentially. The number one job of the nurse, like I said before, is to keep you safe. So we're constantly scanning for threats in our environment, even the most minor of threats.
Yeah. And that on guard state is actually just so exhausting.
Yeah. And it's dangerous because it slows your reaction time, making you more unstable and more unsafe. And it makes you more cautious, which then just creates even more of a vicious cycle. And you'll see that. And you see this especially in older people. It's a lot of the times where the rolled shoulders come forward. People are looking down as they walk. They're no longer looking up. We're no longer wide open. We start to become a hunched posture. The neck starts to protrude forward, which only leads to more and more fall risk and more issues with balance and reflectively being able to right ourselves.
Yeah. So feeling unstable is actually draining your energy.
Yeah, absolutely. Because your body is working harder just to feel secure. And when your body feels safe and steady, movement is smoother, reactions are quicker, breathing is easier, and breathing is much deeper, which gives more oxygen to every tissue in the body, and energy is conserved.
So this really shows up in really subtle ways,
Yes,
right?
it can.
Kind of what you're talking about. You're looking at your feet when you're walking. You're looking down. You feel unsure on uneven ground. All of a sudden, you're hesitating when turning quickly. You feel a little off in your body. And you just start saying no to outings.
Right, because when you don't feel safe and secure, or certainly feel exhausting, you don't have the energy or the drive or the desire to get out and about.
Right, yeah. You might not even realize that you're thinking that you're afraid of falling.
Right, but you might not actively think, I'm afraid of falling.
Right, but your body is acting like it is.
Yeah, 100%. You're in protective and safe mode. Mm-hmm.
And that just changes how you move.
Yes, and over time, that changes everything. Because when your body feels uncertain, you move less, which leads to getting weaker and weaker. You do less. You stop participating in a lot of things in life. And then you just say no more often. And everything in your world starts to shrink.
Right. And unfortunately, we see this pattern, right?
All the time.
This is something we've seen. So
this is pervasive, I think, and especially as people get older.
Yep,
I mean, it's
absolutely.
Yep. Okay. So, Sarah, let's just reframe this because like we had talked about at the very beginning, because balance is not only about strength. It's not about keeping your muscles strong and keeping your legs strong and agile.
And this is important because trying harder to balance is not the answer.
No.
Because tension actually makes balance worse.
Yes. It's fighting an uphill battle. So just like always, this information, and now we're going to talk about, okay, that's great. What do we do about it? Key takeaway.
Okay. So balance improves when your body feels calm, not controlled.
Yes.
So one really simple way to get started is actually you're going to take a moment today and you're just going to stand.
Yes. Because like I had talked about earlier in the episode, your balance is controlled by 3 systems in the body. And the most important system is the nervous system and knowing where the body is at in space. So we're just going to stand and do a body scan.
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
Yep. You're going to do feet on the ground. There's no rushing. There's no correcting. You're just going to notice. Where is my weight? Is it in the front of my feet, the back of my feet? Where am I holding my weight?
Do you have more weight on one hip versus the other hip? Are your shoulders rolled forward? Is your head poking? Are your hands, out? Are they rolled forward?
Yeah. How do your feet feel?
Yes. How do your feet feel? Are they flat on the ground? Are your toes contracted and constricted? Do you have more weight on the heels? Or are your feet turning in or turning out? Or do they hurt? Do you have arthritis in your feet? Do you have plantar fasciitis? Any of those things.
Right. And how does your body respond?
Yes. The other thing that I really want you to pay attention to when you're standing is not just like the distribution, but also, are you looking at the floor? Where are your eyes? Where do your eyes just naturally land? When you just stand straight, where do your eyes land? Because if you're looking at the floor, that is a sign that you are in protective mode. If you are confident, balance is good, and the body is balanced, looking forward and being able to turn, look at your neighbor, look at the TV in front of you, and maintain that standing, your body is a much more relaxed state.
Yep. And that's it. You're just giving your nervous system better information.
Yes. That's all you're doing. So if this is a completely new way of thinking, and it probably is for a lot of people, I know the conversations that we've had in our wellness center and my years in the clinic, most people don't think about balance this way. So if this is a completely new way of thinking and it's piqued your interest and you want to know more, that's actually a lot of what we cover in the Age Strong Energy Experience, because balance and stability is directly tied to your body's ability to produce energy and also conserve the energy that it has. And so if you're interested in learning more about that, there's a link in the show notes and you can check it out and see if it's right for you.
Yeah. We show you how to support stability in ways that actually build confidence, conserve energy, and help your body feel safe again. And so movement feels easier, not harder.
And Sarah, I feel like that alone is going to change how you move throughout your day.
It really does. Because when you feel steady, right, your movement's different.
Yes.
You breathe more, you breathe deeper, and you're going to live differently.
Yes, you just show up differently. You show up with an entirely different energy and capacity to say yes to your life.
Yeah. And so just remember, balance is not about control.
No, actually, the more you try to control it, the worse it's going to get.
Yeah. It's actually about communication.
Yes.
And when your body feels safe, everything gets easier.
Yes. So on that note,
we will see you in the next episode. And remember to always say yes to chocolate. Thanks for hanging out with us on Say Yes to Chocolate.
If today's episode gave you a win, something to think about, or even just a smile, we'd love it if you'd subscribe, rate, and share it with a friend.
Want more? Join our email newsletter so you don't miss a beat, and come find us on all the social channels at Say Yes to Chocolate Podcast for all the quick hints and tips.
And don't forget, you can always send us your questions or episode ideas. We love hearing from you.
Until next time, keep it simple, stay curious, and always say yes to chocolate.